Donc lorsque je flingue, c'est toute ma putain de nation qui flingue avec moi. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Welcome back, everyone. This is Puerto with 3 rounds. Coach Terry will be in today. He'll be in next week. But we got a special kind of episode today. We usually have amateur boxers who are in the midst of their amateur journey. This time, we're going to talk to a boxer that we've been following for years. Had an amazing amateur kind of stretch, and we're going to go ahead and he's getting ready to make that transition over to the pro. So we're going to talk to him. I believe his final interviews as an amateur before he goes out to the pros. Let's go bring in the champ all the way out in Georgia. No need for introduction. Let's see. Hey, champ, how we doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. You're a little dark there, but this is Nathan Lugo. I promise you. He's there, man. So, well, go ahead and say your name, city and state, and the name of the gym that you train at.
I'm Nathan Lugo. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm from Lugo Boxing.
All right. We've had you on here before, so I'll go ahead and ask you the question anyways. Maybe some people don't know, but how do you get started? How do you get involved with boxing?
You just got to go do it. You can have all the thoughts in the world of wanting to do it, but you just got to take yourself to the gym, honestly.
Okay. And how did that journey start for you? Was it just natural? You just kind of fell in love with it, or did it take a little bit to kind of really get into the mood of, the whole thing with boxing?
For me, when I was young and in school, I was getting picked on. So when my dad wasn't around, my mom took me to a boxing gym to defend myself. And it just kept going from there. I grew a love for it ever since I had my hand raised.
Okay. How long did it take for you to really kind of, start seeing yourself, in the sport, like really starting to like it and kind of grow more interest in it?
I started winning, and it was a rush. It was an adrenaline rush like nothing before, and it was right. Like it was calling me. Like boxing was calling me my whole life. So why would I not pick up the phone?
Hey, there you go. And you've had a very successful amateur career. You're about to make that transition over to the pros. What's do you have a favorite moment from your amateur journey so far, or a moment that stands out, a good memory? What do you got?
I'm gonna be honest, like all the fights blend together, but the thing that sticks with me the most is just traveling with my team and my family. That's what I remember most, because all the fights, they blend together. I've seen so many different opponents, different fighters. Like only a few stand out that were hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And you have over 250 plus bouts. You said after a little bit they all kind of start blending together, but we've seen the wall, we've seen the belts. Do you have a favorite belt? Do you have a favorite tournament that you won?
Yeah, it was in Chicago. I think it was the Power Gloves.
Yeah,
it was the last tournament my great grandpa came and see me at, and it was a really cool belt. Like I said before, it wasn't about the opponent or anything. It was the memories there, and I was glad I was able to fight for him.
Awesome. Because I think you guys have some roots out in Chicago, right? In the Chicago area.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So and I do recall you being out here for the Power Gloves and taking care of. So it was good for family to be able to see you compete.
Oh, yeah.
Out there. So, when you started the sport, you said you got picked on. You wanted to kind of learn how to defend yourself, but as you've gone through this amateur journey, what has amateur boxing, what boxing in general taught you about yourself? What you can do, what you can accomplish. Even when it's tough.
I think everybody, like, I feel like I'm a machine. So if you treat yourself right, you're gonna work right. You know what I mean? So Ain't nothing tough unless you make it tough on yourself, honestly.
There you go. That goes a little bit to just having that mental toughness and just kind of, mentally growing, not just the drills, all that. What do you think a boxer needs to have to amass a record like yourself? You have one of the highest knockout ratios. You have a lot of knockouts in your amateur, which is kind of unheard of with amateur boxing, the headgear and everything. But what do you think a boxer needs to have to be successful at the amateur level?
Consistency. Like, that's all you need. You got 3 rounds. Like, for real, you only got 3 rounds. We're not sparring in here. We're not doing 50 rounds or nothing like that. You go in there, you win the first 2 rounds, you're straight, you win. And they're showing us the points now. So as long as you consistently work every day of the week, you shouldn't lose to nobody.
There you go. Consistency, continuously being in the gym. I think I saw a clip. There's a lot of promo clips now with you going pro. You're in the gym like 5 hours a day. There every day. Constantly going at it, and from what your results, I'm sure you enjoy the process. You know what it's all about, but there's got to be something that you don't necessarily look forward to doing when you're training. But you got to do. What do you have a few of those?
Yeah, everything. Shit ain't easy. I bring myself here and I strap in like a roller coaster. I ain't leaving.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Ready to go. So, you're collecting these belts, these wins in the amateur level. And was there a specific moment when you said, you know what, pro, this is who I am. I'm gonna go to the pros. Did you have a moment when you said pros is the next step for me?
I've been wanting to turn pro, but I had some advice, wanted us to wait, chill, go for the Olympics. But I've always wanted to go pro ever since I've sparred my first pro when I was like 14. That's when I knew. I was like, okay, like, they're still just people.
Yeah. And your dad is really good with putting content out there, making sure people know who you are.
Yeah.
You have a viral video that went out there where you have a bully come out to you and you were knocking him out the ring. Like, tell us a little bit about that. How that go down and has it changed a little bit? Now a lot of people have seen this video. A lot of people know who you are.
Yeah. I want to first by saying that video is old for anyone that's watching this. Like, it's old because there's some people in the comments that are crazy. He ain't 16, he 19, no shit. But nah, that one was crazy. It was in the beginning. It was like he came in there like he'll spar anybody there, and his coach he pointed at him. He was like, "Okay, what about him? He's 16," and he was like, "Oh yeah, let's go, let's do it." I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. Like, I could, like, in the video, I wasn't excited to even spar him. Like, I
you knew where it was going. You knew where it was going.
I knew where it was going as soon as he put his hands up. You can see my face be like, okay. Some people ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do it, and you've seen some of those videos where somebody thinks they can do it. It looks easy, get in there, and then the tables just kind of turn on them. And that was just a glitch. That's one of those videos that gets the name out there. It's like, oh, who's this kid? What was he doing? The opponent going off the ring all the time and everything. But there's a lot of work that goes behind all that. Oh, Nathan, we'll see if we can come and bring back real quick. A little note in the amateur boxing world: the international invitational is happening tomorrow. Starting tomorrow for the rest of the week. We'll see a lot of U.S. Boxers who have qualified to the Paris Olympics competing. A lot of boxers who are still looking for that spot. And a lot of boxers who are the alternate that are trying to get a little bit of international experience. We got a few countries. I don't have the list in front of me, but a few countries are going to be out here competing, and the majority of them are qualified for Paris. So that just tells you the quality of some of the work that should be going on. So that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully Nate gets back on. Had the connection there, but then we'll see. We'll give it a couple minutes. Quick thing I noticed before I jumped on. There's going to be a fantasy camp of sorts. USA Boxing is gonna eventually, what looks like an option to go to the OTC, or take it back. I'm not sure if it's at the OTC or the California location, Chula Vista location, but essentially it's a camp with Billy Walsh kind of running it, some of the Team USA members, and I don't know. I don't know. I know it's a 3-day situation. Kind of feel like a USA boxer. It makes it seem like it's for anybody who's very novice or kind of introductory into the sport. But you know what? I think we got the champ back in here. Hey, there we go. I thought I lost you there, man.
You did for a second, yeah.
Man, look at that. So hey, I appreciate you jumping back out for sure,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
But you know what? Okay, so you're going to the pros now, but if you had the ability to change something in the sport of amateur boxing to make it for the better, because you've been there from very young to competing in the elite division. If there was something you can change to make it, for the better, what would it be?
The only thing I can think of is switching the coaches out on the team. You know what I mean? Like, why do you get to stay there so long? It don't make sense to me.
Yeah. No, I've heard the argument. Complacency, feeling a little too comfortable. I hear those kind of terms when it comes out,
Yeah.
and let's get into that. You had an interesting year last year. You had qualified for the Olympic trials at 176 at nationals in 22 in
Yes, sir.
December. You went 2-0, defeated Theon Davis out of Illinois there in the finals. So you had already that 176 spot secured. I believe you competed in the summer festival at a bigger weight class,
Yep.
at 203, and then you make it to the Olympic trials. Is the number 2 seed. So just tell us about just the whole process of going through that, because regardless of the end result, you have that on your resume, being a boxer that competed in the Olympic trials, which is impressive. So tell us a little bit about your experience your last year as an amateur.
My experience, it was really good until the end because I had went to camp. I had won the tournament. You know what I mean? Went to camp. The dude at 176 injured me during sparring, and they're saying it's my fault. So I'm like, okay, I know where this is going. Anyways, he had me in an elbow on my neck, my feet off the ground. And it's crazy because I had to do rehab after that. I got injured. My shoulder got injured from that. He was being dirty. I was being dirty back. You know what I mean? I had to be to protect myself. Like, if
So,
someone got your feet off the ground, that's crazy.
yeah. Did you have a sense going into the camp after claiming the 176-pound Olympic trial championship there, that you were already kind of, it was like against you, like your odds were against you when you're going? Is that how you felt going into the camp?
Yeah, I was there last year. My score was better this year, and on my paper they told me I wasn't working out for the last 2 weeks. That's crazy. I was still working out. I was doing my rehab. I was doing everything the coaches told me to. Like, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and to make that just that whole situation even more wild is, at 176 we had the whole situation with Amir Anderson
Yep.
and Obed Bartiel, where just a quick recap: the fight was waved off, but then they got overturned, and they had to do a box off. So even though you claimed it, you weren't. I saw you on Peacock. I saw you claiming you
Yes,
got that
sir.
belt. I saw the
Still
interview.
got the belt.
You know what I mean? You got the belt. You were there and having the interview and everything. So we know who won because we saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nobody can take that away. But behind closed doors, we had a box off that had to happen. The boxer
Yeah.
actually was scheduled for the National Silver Gloves, and you had to go and compete there as well. But you were talking about the injury; you weren't able to
Yep.
compete. But just tell me what was going through your mind, knowing that you had already claimed that you already had the belt, but then it seemed like there were some things happening that maybe take that away from you a little bit. Like, how do you feel with that?
It felt like the amateurs they were done with me. Like USA Boxing, just the amateurs, honestly. They pushing me out. Why am I gonna try to struggle to take my spot back and shit like that when y'all don't want me in the first place? Y'all gave me a 52 score. Like, you don't want me in the first place. I'm injured, and I told y'all that, and you're trying to have me fight in 3 days after I come home. That doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't even hit the bag for a minute straight without that shit hurting.
right, right. And based on the injury that you described just a little bit earlier, that seemed to be, the thing is that uh, everything that happens in camp, we can't see.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
what sucks
stream.
because they got cameras too. They got cameras pointed at that ring. They'll see my feet off the ground. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so easy to make it I think it's no surprise for people to think that there's a little bit of a transparency issue with USA Boxing. It should be more transparent that these are not spots for individuals. These are spots that people can win. You know what I mean? They're not just because you got the spot doesn't mean that it's your spot. You know what I mean? Like you have
Hey,
to complete.
who's new in this spot though? Like, who got the spot? Nobody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nobody that won on the Peacock
yeah.
got the spot. It kept the whole team.
And you know what? And I'm gonna put for people that don't know, and the info is out there. This is all public information. During that whole arbitration process that Amir and his team was going through,
Yeah.
it was discovered that midway through camp, the selection camp that you were at, midway, we're talking about January 16th, 17th, somewhere around there. USA Boxing had submitted uh, uh, the 176-pound boxer Raheem's name
Hmm.
already for Italy, but camp wasn't even done yet. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there was already a write-in already, and the camp was essentially was for
I
nothing.
felt like a sparring partner, man. That shit was it. It really sucks because you got all these young cats. You know what I mean? All these young cats are putting work in, and shit. Some are getting it like they're good. Like they're there for a reason. They're getting it better at some people. You know what I mean? And they don't care. It's their team. It's not even like, oh, Team USA. It's like a private team at the top. Like you can't get in.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're going into the hostile territory. It seems, and and I'll be completely honest. This is not, I've heard this from multiple boxers that have been out there. It's no secret. If you've been around the sport long enough, you know that there's something happening out there. But
Yeah.
like you said, this is something you don't have to worry about no more. You know what I mean? It's after you said, you know what, I'm kind of done with USA Boxing. What about, like you mentioned, that young generation that's coming and trying to strive and get for 28 or any of the other Olympics, and knowing that maybe what needs to happen to get that spot is not necessarily what's going to do. Like, do you have any advice for anybody to be realistic about their
Yeah.
expectations?
Yeah, I do. The way you do it, you be nice, you be respectful to the coaches, even if it pisses you off, be good up there, but you're gonna have to knock your person out. Like that's the only way to me, like that's the only way.
Yeah,
Apparently, like you
yeah,
would have to hurt them in that type of way. The only way he couldn't fight if I knocked him out. They would literally have to suspend him.
yeah. It's too bad. The process it was very muddy. I was trying to let people know that the process was a little odd, but people got surprised there at the end. Just currently, as we kind of finish off that topic, since Raheem was not able to secure the spot in Italy, supposedly the camp that is happening, kind of this time, Amir does have a shot for the spot, but
Yeah.
we all know that Raheem is going to be out in Thailand trying to claim that spot,
Yep.
and already behind closed door, USA Boxing has already told Amir Anderson's team that he will be the 176-pound representative for 2028 Olympics in LA. But Amir's team, how can they believe him? They're going to be, if they don't make it to the Olympics in 24, their plans are to go pro. But when you have an organization already giving you a spot 4 years before the event's going to happen, where's the
You know
credibility?
why? You
Was
know
that?
why? that man, he's done. He's done boxing.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's wild, man. It's one of those sides of amateur boxing that you hope it wasn't there, but it is part of it.
It
There,
just sucks. It's at the top. Like that's. Mm.
yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And let's talk about the pro. You know, pro debut. You got a
Yes,
pro debut
sir.
coming up
April
in
19th.
April 19,
Yeah.
Atlanta, overtime elites arena. But you know this has been in the making. You've been split. You know, how do you guys get started with split T boxing? I know that you guys kind of been just I don't know a couple years at least. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
that.
So Dave McWater, he's the owner, and he seen something in me when I was younger. I'm sure, you know, but he's always been funding my trips and been doing the most. You know what I mean? Like for my family, for my team, it's crazy. And he's helped me get to a lot of nationals too. Like I wouldn't have some of my nationals if he literally didn't fund us.
And
So
how does it feel? You know, just somebody sees something in you. Like, I'm assuming that makes you stay in the gym, work a little bit harder. Like, you have somebody that has that kind of belief in what you can accomplish.
I love it. Like I feel like I put enough work in to do what I put my mind to. So like when it's visible and other people can see it, and he's a number man. He crunches numbers and he's all for me, and that makes me feel crazy. He crunched all the numbers. He not even being emotional. He not, you know what I mean? Like he's like,
Yeah.
you should be, you should be it. So
There
that
you
that means the world to me for real.
Yeah, and your resume kind of supports that. You know, with everything you competed internationally, you have international experience, something that a lot of boxers do not
Yes, sir.
have. How do you think that experience is going to help you kind of transition into the pros and see some of these styles and trying to kind of decipher and adapt to it?
I'm gonna say, I mean, at first the pros aren't gonna be hard to read that I'm fighting. Let's be realistic, but eventually it's gonna help because they fight a lot different. They're on their toes, forward, backwards, forward, backwards. They punch backwards, so weird, and it's helped me because I'm gonna start training like that. I want to be doing everything. I see something I like, I'm taking it.
There you go. There you go. It's kind of that mentality you need when you're starting
Oh yeah,
into the pros. You know what I mean? So has camp been a little different? You know, with the pros, like obviously you had camp typically for your amateur for the tournaments and all that stuff, but going into your pro debut, are you doing something a little different, or what you been doing?
just been working a lot more. No like slacking. My dad's been on me 110%. So it's been a lot more secure.
There you go. So you're already scheduled in. You're going to fight Robert Lardigue, I think is his last name,
Um,
out of Texas. He's 1-1. Have you seen him? Do you know anything about your opponent? Well,
I mean, I went on his Instagram. I seen him knock a couple people out, but a lot of people knock a lot of people out.
yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, especially in boxing now, we have a lot of young talent going into the pros. You know, we had Carmel. You know, he's doing this thing. Steven
Yeah.
Navarro just went pro not too long
Yep.
ago. Dylan Mason doing just craziness out there. So there's a lot of talent going in there. Why should the boxing pro boxing kind of fan base gravitate and see what Nathan Lugo is all about? Why should they tune in?
Because you're gonna see the most destructive shit you've seen in a minute. I'm gonna hit people and cave their heads in. Like I don't mean to say it like that, but that's what I'm training for. Like pure and simple. I'm training to hurt someone, leave indents in their body, break their ribs, break their face.
Man,
That's what it
just
is.
that's what it is, and you've kind of already honed that style and just getting ready to bring it into the to this pro stage.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, do you have a nickname? What are we gonna call you?
Oh, this song going with Brickbuster.
Okay, Brick. There you go. Because I remember you, man. You hit people, they fold down, and you seen the knockouts, you seen all the highlights and everything, and you know, just going into you're going to be fighting in Atlanta, essentially your backyard.
Yep.
Just how does it feel just having that pro debut? You're going to have probably a lot of family, everybody coming in to see you. Like, how are you getting
Having
ready for this?
everybody there, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna feed off their energy. They'll feed off of mine. I'm gonna be in the moment. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take it all in. It's my first fight. All the lights on me for once. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be crazy.
Definitely, and you've had a lot of boxers have the opportunity to kind of go through this journey with their dad or their mom as the coach, and kind of being there in the corner. You know, first of all, so far in the amateur and everything you've accomplished, how does it feel just having every time you turn around the corner, you see your dad right there. You're sharing these moments, you know what I mean, and getting all those wins, and about to embark into the pros.
It means the most because when he says something, I do it. I trust him completely. I feel like he's got my back when he speaks to me when I'm in the ring. It's like I'm a little video game control person. He got the controller. You know what I mean? I'll do what he says, and I usually don't get hit when I do it.
There you go. There you go. Talking about not getting hit, if somebody hasn't seen you just yet, what's your boxing style? What are you trying to do in that? I know you're trying to break people, but what kind of style? You boxer, puncher? Like, what's going on?
I want to be a good in between, a solid in between. I want to be able to have so many different styles. It don't matter who I'm fighting. I could box the shit out of them. I could compress them. I could bang them out. Whatever I need to do. You
There
know what
you
I
go.
mean?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, again, I appreciate you coming out here talking for us for a few minutes, but
Yeah.
that's another part of it too, right? You gotta interviews, you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
do photo shoots. You did a whole video kind of intro promo and stuff. Like, are you getting used to all that? Like there's
Oh
another
man,
side to this sport.
it takes so long. Like I don't see it. It's a minute. That shit took 4 hours. Oh my goodness, I was here till 12. I was like, take the gloves off. Just take them off. I wasn't even training. I was just like, bah, bah, bah. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Yeah.
my hands hurt.
Man. And but the end result, everything else, people seeing it, family sharing it, all that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's always good. So right now, tell us the schedule now. When's the press conferences? Like, when are we going to start seeing you kind of in the build up to Friday?
Tomorrow I'm going in and doing media day. I'm doing all that tomorrow. It's gonna be
Okay.
so.
What do you expect? You looking forward to it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just like on the phone call with them. Like they got a lot of like young people and they got a lot of cool ideas. So I'm just like, oh shit, like okay. Like I like hearing all the ideas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of things happening, and that's one of the good things having a person like your dad right there to you know bring it all in, but still kind of be focused on what needs to happen. Because at the end of the
Oh
day,
yeah.
what I mean, the results in the ring are always going to be key. But I'm sure in your mind you've kind of already played how the fight's going to go down on Friday. Like what's the ideal scenario? What's going to happen? What should people expect when you have your pro debut come this Friday over in Atlanta?
I've been thinking it through. It depends how I hit him. Depends how hard he can take it. So it really depends because I wanna pepper him up with some body shots, and I wanna land this crazy combo. But I feel like maybe the body shots could drop him, but I'm not turning shit down because it's still a grown man in the ring. So it's like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking, boom, will he go down?
yeah, yeah,
So if he
yeah,
don't, then I got something coming after that.
yeah. No, it's going to be one of those things. Everybody always remembers their pro debut, so it's going to be exciting. Yeah. Hey, did you go through the whole process of getting your trunks and like you got the whole look, you got the whole fit going?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's gonna be crazy.
okay.
Um,
What's the color scheme? What's the color scheme we got?
Black and white. We'll do it
Okay.
simple.
Okay, I like that. I saw the promo, the whole like the Punisher look. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this is that kind of the theme?
Yeah, that's it right there. We doing the Punisher.
Hey, there you go, there you go. Hey, that like I said, there's some of those things that is part of it. Not everything happens in the gym, and that's what makes it exciting. And at the end of the day, it's about getting people to buy tickets. Be all the it's a business. So how can people follow you? Where can they see you? Where if they want to buy tickets or how can they do that?
Um, you can go follow me on the Nathan Lugo, and you can buy tickets on. Pretty sure you can look up OTX, and they should pop up for April 19th. They're close to selling out, so if you're trying to buy some, you got to do it quick. Um,
Yeah,
Other than that, just come follow me. If you miss this fight, come to my next one. It's gonna be even crazier. People are gonna get tougher and tougher and tougher. So just keep watching.
definitely, definitely. And how busy? I know it's a lot of things and probably a lot of variables to make it happen. But how busy are you trying to ideally keep this year?
I'm just gonna listen to whatever my manager puts in front of me. I'll knock whoever down. It don't matter.
There you go. There you go. And I hopefully everything pans out as expected. See you in the ring frequently. This first bout is going to be on the zone, so just pop in the app, on the app if you can't get to the venue itself,
Yes,
and,
sir.
and do all that. So, if you watch boxing, right? You pro boxing,
Hell
just
yeah.
in general. Okay, so if you could test yourself against any pro boxer, old school, current, like who would you want to test your skills with?
Uh, might get my ass beat, but Ali,
Okay,
fuck it. Like I want to see it in person. I want to feel
graded.
it. I want to, you know what I mean? Try to move my head around that shit. And then also, I'd say Canelo too, because I want
Oh,
to see how he sets up the body shots, like in person, like right in front of me. Because
yeah.
we can go back and rewatch it and see him fainting for the head, going to the body, whatever. But like, I want to see that right there.
There you go. There you go. And hey, I like to see that as well. You know what I mean? And be able to, especially, uh, I think one of the biggest things that stood out when I was watching you developing your career is those body shots. Is that body? Your dad puts a lot of emphasis in that. Everybody kind of pitter patter, touching and all stuff. But when you sit down and really put that power behind it, it makes a difference. And I think this is where you're going to start seeing it at the pro
Oh
level.
yeah,
We're definitely going to start seeing that. You guys seen the highlight reel, you've seen the viral videos, but it's going to be nothing like what we're going to see. It's kicking off
yes
Friday,
sir.
April 19th, the Zone, Overtime Elite Arena, out in Atlanta. I'm sure multi, family, friends, they all want to. They're excited to see you compete. They're excited to see the pro. How does it feel just having all of them kind of just, they want to see you win?
It's gonna give me so much energy. Like the life inside the arena is gonna be crazy. Like I'm gonna feel it before I even step out. Like I'm just gonna, it's gonna be everywhere. Like, but that's all my energy. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
all for me.
you get take it all in, and you know, what about your brother? Obviously he's still competing in the amateurs, but I'm sure seeing all this pro stuff happening around you is that maybe maybe are we gonna see him in the pro sooner than later? I don't know because how's he taking it?
Honestly, that's up to him. Um, he could go pro whenever he wants to. I think he wants to wait around a little bit though.
Yeah. He's probably looking for that Skittles sponsorship, man.
Yeah,
I've
he
been
wants the
seeing it.
Skittles sponsorship. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, shout, get at them. Uh, you know, it. I think it's just a culmination of everything you guys been doing for years, from all that, you know being a road warrior and traveling everywhere, and all those tournaments, going into the pro scene, and taking off the shirt and getting paid, getting them checks.
Yes,
That's
sir.
going to be a good part about that too. And it seems like there's a lot of eyes on you already, which is a great advantage. Some boxers don't have that, so that puts you in a good position to be able really capitalize and all that. And you have a great team. David McWater, you just say the name, you know who we're talking about, somebody that's going to really guide the boxer to the next level. So, that's pretty much all I got. I just want to kind of see what you were looking into, basically going into the pro division. So, do you have any I would call it ritual, but something that you're gonna do, like you typically do before any fight? Like do you wear like different socks? Like you got anything that you typically do?
No, I just always put my stuff on the same way. So that's the only weird thing I do. Put my
Oh,
left
in the
boot on
same
first.
kind of
I
sequence?
put my left boot on first. That's all like goes through my head. As long as I put my left on, I'm straight.
Hey, okay. I haven't heard that. That's interesting to see. So, hey, we're gonna be tuning in, watching. Especially for everybody who really kind of follows amateur boxing from the grassroots. It's like, everybody's got to be behind you. Everybody wants to see, because we've seen you at the tournaments. It's kind of like you're just big part of this amateur boxing family, and just like Stephen Amaro, Carmel, everybody. It's nice to see them kind of go and make it in the big stage. So we're gonna definitely be rooting for it. We're gonna be waiting for you to wear all them belts. You know what I mean? And jump back on and let us know what's going on. And
Definitely.
and you've been in the gym so long. Do you think you're gonna maybe be a coach later on? And do you have that patience to do that, or not really?
Nah, when I retire, I'm traveling.
Hey,
I'm using my money.
There you go. Hey, you can't take it with you, right?
For real.
Sounds good. So, hey, go ahead and give out some shout outs. Thank you to people that have helped you throughout your amateur career, who are going to help you and be supporting you for your pro career.
I'll give a shout out to my dad, Big TO78. Go follow him. He got everybody, got me, my brother, my team on his page. Got crazy shit on there. Go follow Split T Boxing on Instagram. That's them. They got a whole bunch of different fighters that are great. So go follow that page. I want to give a shout out just to my team here for always pushing me and having my back. They've been supporting me forever. Every time my energy gets low, someone will be like, "Come on, let's go." So I really appreciate that.
Definitely, and I'm sure the younger boxers, do they come up to you? Are you kind of playing a little bit of a role model, role, because they eventually might want to go pro too?
Hey, I hope they do. We got some youngsters in here. Like I said, as long as they're consistent with it, they're gonna be great. Like they're already great right now, but they're gonna be special.
There you go. Out in Georgia, waiting to do the next big thing. You can't flip any boxing website or anything without hearing your name and anticipating that pro debut. So, like, again, I do appreciate you jumping on and talking to us here for a little bit. But that's all we got. That's all we got.
Right.
This is 3 Rounds Live, number 185, talking to Nathan Lugo. Did everything in the amateur boxing, was on top, number 1 seeded like all the time, got all the belts, everything, went overseas, got some medals out there as well, and he's ready to conquer the pro scene. Make sure to tune in to Zone Friday the 19th, overtime. They're going to do it big, and you don't want to miss the next big star coming into the pro debut. So, Nate, best of luck. We'll keep in touch, and
thank you.
Everybody else, be back next week. We'll talk more amateur boxing. But with that, you guys have a good night. Take it easy, champ.
All right, I'll see y'all.